The source alleges that the Inter-American Development Bank is providing $90 million to BPL for the development of a solar farm in Eleuthera. However, despite the funding, BPL is described as being financially strained, reportedly buried in outstanding bills and struggling to determine which obligations to meet. The concerns expressed to TMI is that this infusion of funding could further complicate rather than relieve the company's financial challenges. The source also made explosive political claims. According to the information provided, Jerome Fitzgerald, Christina Alston, and Minister of Energy JoBeth Colby-Davis allegedly approached Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis this week seeking the removal of Tony Seymour as the general manager of BPL. Ms. Seymour was only recently appointed to this post. The source claims the Prime Minister refused to grant that request. This alleged power struggle is said to be tied to broader disagreements over the future management of BPL. According to the source, the utility company was preparing for a management arrangement involving Pike Corporation, a U.S.-based electricity company that previously purchased shares in BPL for approximately $300 million and later sold those shares for about $5.5 billion. The source claims that Ms. Seymour aligned herself with BPL's employees who opposed transitioning under Pike's management, a stance that allegedly deepened tensions between her, the energy minister, and the BPL chairman. If the allegations provided to TMI are accurate, Eleuthera may be at the center of a high-stakes struggle involving multi-million-dollar contracts, the re-emergence of retired insiders, the displacement of existing workers, and intense political pressure within one of the country's most critical public utilities companies. TMI emphasizes that all information in this report is alleged and based on a source within BPL. The platform extends the right of reply to all individuals and entities named and will continue to follow this developing story. That's what's going on. Allegedly. That's what we hear. And we got, they say, you see this 90 million? We understand that there's a big grift coming for this 90 million because some of the persons mentioned in the story are already involved in with particular companies that they have lined up to collect this $90 million by strategically placing them in positions where they can get this money. So we have so much going on allegedly. And hopefully we can find out the truth as we continue to dig into this story. I'm not going to say much more on that. I'm going to just leave you with the story. All right? Let's see what's next in our headlines. And I can take a break and then I'll finish this tomorrow. A parent called me. A parent called me the other day to tell me about a fight at Preston HRP. The parent told me that the fight was involving some students, and there was another pile of students piled around the fight, watching what was going on, but not getting involved. But they were shouting and screaming on the fight. Now, this parent tells me her child was one of those who was screaming and carrying on with the fight. Now, I don't know who is Nellie, but apparently somebody named Nellie. I think it's Nellie or Shelly or some kind of Welly. I don't know what the person's name is. But apparently, this child and this Nellie, Welly, Swelly, or Shelly got into some kind of entanglement. What happened was the child must be enjoying the fight too much, and so Nellie or Shelly or Welly or whoever this person is ran up to the child, snatched the child, and put the child into a chokehold. So Nellie or Shelly began choking this child, allegedly.